Transition are a way of life for the military. At some point, you'll be getting out of the military. Some people choose to serve the full 20 and retire. Others want out after one enlistment. And in some cases, the decision is not left up to the service member. The Department of Defense shows you the door early because of a poor decision. But for most people, the biggest transition is retirement or separation from service. Preparation can make the entire process go smoothly. On the other side, not planning and preparing for your departure from the service can make the experience more stressful and lead to negative financial impacts, which is something we do not want. Thank you for watching. I'm Lacey Langford, a financial coach, veteran, and mil spouse. Basically, military and money are my jams. Support for this video comes from Self. Whether you need to establish or rebuild credit from scratch, Self can help you build credit and savings to achieve your dreams. You can learn more at Self.inc. I'm going to go over some basic steps you can take to plan for your military transitions. Each person will be different, but checking some of the big boxes can make planning and prep easier for you and your entire family. First things first, you should plan out your vision of the future. What do you want life to look like after the military? Where do you want to be? What do you want to be doing, and who will be with you? Basically, you want to think about your career, your location, and your family, the people that you're going to surround yourself with. Start thinking about what career path you want to take after you leave the military. What do you want to be when you grow up, basically? Can you transfer your military career to a civilian career? If you can, do you need any certification or education requirements to perform that job in the civilian world? Would you prefer to work part-time and go to school, or go to school full-time while you prepare for an entirely different career? It really is up to you. Next, you want to consider where you will be living and working. Is it more important to be in a particular location than it is to have a specific job? Or do you want a particular job you're willing to move anywhere in the world to do? If you're married or have kids, you'll also want to factor in family to your plan. What are your husband or your wife's career plans after the military? When you retire or separate, what are they going to be doing? Are you moving to where they want to get a job? Are you trying to stay at your last duty location so that you don't have to change schools for your kids? Or are you a single parent that has been away from family for far too long, so you'd like to move closer to your kids? Be sure to factor in family to your plan for life after the military so you can make the decisions now to make it smoother for them in the future. You don't have to make your plan concrete in the beginning. The goal is to start thinking about what you want to do after the military, to begin laying out the supporting tasks you need to accomplish to make your new career and life a reality. You can make your plan more firm as you get closer and closer to retirement or separation. The next part of your transition you should prepare for is money. Money won't guarantee life after service will be better, but it will sure as heck make it easier for you. In your preparation, considering your finances is paramount. How much money do you want to earn per year? How much money do you have to make to pay your bills and to live? What benefits will you have? Will you have medical and dental? Knowing what you want and how much you have to work with can help you make a plan to get your finances in good shape during the transitions. Unfortunately, many service members don't give enough consideration to what their budget looks like on active duty compared to what it will look like after the military. Having increased expenses and a reduction in pay can not only be stressful, but it will also make it so that you might not be able to pay your bills on time, which is something that can have long-term financial impacts. You can prepare your finances by creating a budget for your income and expenses after leaving the military. What will your monthly pay be? Will you now have medical care as an expense? Is your gas expense more because of a further commute? Knowing these things and thinking about them prior can help you. You may not know exact numbers, but writing out potential income and expenses can help you start getting a clear picture of what money will look like in the future, which will help you through the transitions and help you make informed decisions. The next thing to think about is, depending on your status, you may keep or lose your medical and dental benefits. Medical expenses are no joke. If you've ever had any, you know exactly what I'm talking about. The same can be said for dental expenses. They are no joke. A $3,000 root canal isn't something anybody wants to pay for, but when you need one, you need to make it happen. And if you don't have dental insurance, it will be a big problem or a big expense. You want to have a plan for your medical and dental after you separate. On the other side, if you're retiring and will receive full benefits, that can help your transition planning. Knowing you have that benefit without the expense will help you in your decision-making process when it comes to careers and where you're going to move. Do not forget to factor in insurance to your planning. Leaving the military means you no longer have the SGLI or the family SGLI. Yes, you could get the VGLI, but you may not want that, or it may be an expense for you. So what is going to be your plan for life insurance after the military? Another thing you need to think about. The next thing to think about is set your accomplishment goals. When you start to formulate your plan for transitioning out of the military, there are going to be some things that you can accomplish before you leave service that can make the transition all the more easy. For example, if you're a crew chief in the Air Force and you want to continue working on planes after the military, you will need an airframe and power plant license. Studying and testing to get certified before you separate can make it easier to get a job right away without a loss of income. If you wait until you get out, then you may not be able to do the work that you want until you get a license. Or if the job that you want after the military requires an MBA, that's something that you can do on active duty so you have it by the time that you separate or retire. Or do you want to travel after you leave the military? If that's the case, then you may have a goal to save a year's worth of salary to take a year off to do your traveling. It's just up to you and what you want, but you can start planning now. The more you can get done before you leave the military, the better. And don't forget, all of that applies to money too. If your money isn't in good working order on active duty, getting it squared away before you leave should be a priority. If your credit isn't good, work on improving it. Build up your savings. You can use things like Self's credit builder accounts. You can also have access to free financial counselors on your military installation or through Military OneSource to help you develop and implement a plan to improve your finances, or they can also help you create a budget for life after the military. At some point, you will leave military service. It's not if, it's when, and creating a plan for yourself now will make you prepared to make that transition and help you avoid mistakes that can cost you money, time, and a whole lot of mental stress. I want to say thank you to Self for the work they do to help others build credit and savings. To learn more about Self and their credit builder accounts, visit Self.inc. I'm Lacey Langford, and I appreciate you watching.